Okay, here's a story that just recently happened, like last month, and I am currently downloading OBS, so that's what's going on here. But anyway, let's get into this story. Panic attacks. Haven't had one of those in a couple years, but recently I had one. Let me move this back because I want to make sure I'm in frame. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna make this quick because I'm probably gonna post this on TikTok as well. So listen, long story short, I'm at work. I went to go get something to eat, and it was from Huddle House. So I'm sitting in my car, me and my old lady, right? And I'm chilling, and I'm like, I'm sitting with her, and I'm looking at my fries. I was like, I think my body is about to have a panic attack because it's like I can feel them when they're about to come on. Sometimes I can like kind of talk myself out of it and calm myself down, and then this time was a very, very, very big different experience. Like, so I go in, everything is like it's not cool, but I'm like okay, I'm finna have a panic attack. I'm just chill, go in here and work, listen to music, and try to calm myself down. So I get in and I just start feeling really bad. I'm like, okay, this is not good. And I look at her and I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to leave. I'm not feeling too well. So I'm walking out, got my stuff. I get to my car, I sit down, and my heart just goes crazy. And I'm sitting, and shit just starts to get very strange. Like everything started feeling like a movie. It was, I don't know how to really explain it, but it didn't feel like real life. I was like, okay. So I'm panicking, panicking, panicking. My thoughts are getting really loud. My heart is racing. So I'm like, oh my God, I need to call somebody. So I call my mom, and thank God, because where I work, she works like right up the street. So I'm calling her. I'm like, hey, I'm having a really bad panic attack. I need you to come get me. If I drive, I'm going to fucking crash this car. Like shit just not making sense right now. So one minute everything's normal, the next minute it's like I'm like I don't know. It's like I'm passing out or something. It was very strange. It was really bad. So I'm sitting in the car and my heart just going faster and faster and faster. I'm like either my heart is going really fast or I'm tripping. So I'm like trying to calm down, and then it's just getting faster and faster. So I'm on the phone with my mom. She did not hang up the phone at all. So I'm like, bro, she called, talking to her people, to get ready to leave or whatever. And I'm feeling worse and worse and worse. So I'm like, okay, I need help. Like this ain't a normal panic attack. My heart is going a little too fast. I really need some help. Like the way I'm feeling, if I pass out, I feel like I'm going to die. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, bro, if I keep sitting in this car, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right here in this parking lot, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck is going on. So, Hidden Hills is a company that makes like CBD and uh, edibles or whatever you want to call it. And although that definitely did not help, I guess that was a factor. I don't know how the fuck that was a factor. For those who don't know, I do smoke. It is what it is. Like it's not the end of the world. So I know the difference between being high and having a panic attack. I was definitely having the worst fucking panic attack of my life. But I know for a fact that that gummy or whatever the fuck they want to call that shit did not help it at all. So in the midst of that, I'm I'm still in the car, and that's when my thoughts started getting crazy. Like, bro, you don't want to die here. It's somewhere you don't even like for real. Like, this is your last moment. I when I say, and whoever see this video, y'all can laugh, y'all can try to make jokes and be like, oh, he can't handle this or whatever. Like, bro, if y'all have panic attacks, y'all know how bad this shit really can get. So I'm sitting in this car and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way this is the last day on earth. And I'm sitting here in a fucking parking lot of a job that I don't even like. So my thoughts like, bro, I'm like, Lord, I'm praying at this point. I'm like, Lord, please don't let me die right here, right now. Like, I haven't done shit in my life. This is not how I want this shit to end. Like, I have a child. Like, it's so much shit just going through my mind. And I'm like, bro, is this really it? Mind you, I'm still on the phone with my mama. I'm not saying shit. All this is just going through my head. So I'm like, bro, this is really it. Like, my heart is just going. And the more I'm thinking, the faster my heart is going. So I'm like, okay, I started to feel really bad. And I was like, okay, like my phone was falling out my hand. I'm looking at my phone. Shit's not making sense. All I'm seeing is the color of the phone. Like, I can't make out words, letters, numbers, nothing. So I'm like, Mama, where you at? Mama, where you at? And I'm like, bro, I need to get out this car. So I step out the car and I see a guy walking past. I'm like, hey, can you ask someone to call the ambulance? Like, I need help right now. So he goes in and he gets whoever and they come back out. And by that time, I walk out my car and I go to the front door of the company. And I'm like, bro, something's just not right. So I'm trying to remember as much as I can because the next day I woke up, I could not remember shit, which is very fucking scary to me. But anyway, um, I'm sitting there. No, I walk to the front of the building and there's a bench outside the door and I sit down and I'm like, bro, I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I cannot die here. Like, there's no way. So the woman come out, asked me what's going on. I explained to her, I've had panic attacks before. I've seen some crazy shit in my life, like, and I just feel like I'm in that moment of the crazy shit that I've seen. Y'all saw the video on it. For whoever saw it, it's back there. It's something about the worst day of my life or whatever. Um, but I explained that to her, and I'm like, I don't know what triggered this, but it's just I'm back in that moment, and so things just got crazier and crazier. Ambulance come out there. These people start like checking my heart rate and everything. And the woman's looking at me. The way this woman was looking at me, I'm like, bro, I'm dying. And she just don't want to scare me even more. Cause like, bro, she's just staring. She's not saying nothing. She's not taking her eyes off me. She's just looking. I feel my body like shaking and like jerking, trying to keep me like alive. She had the little heart monitor thing. My heart rate normally is like 70 something. I look down and she's like, your heart rate's up a little bit. And bro, my heart rate was over 118. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck? And I told her, I was like, if I keep sitting down, I just feel worse. So I was like, can I stand up and like walk around? She was like, yeah. So I'm standing up, pacing back and forth, still waiting on my mom. The ambulance come out there and all this. And they had me sign something. I don't even know how I managed to write whatever. I don't even know. But I signed something because I told them I didn't want to leave without my mom because I don't know where I'd be taken or whatever. Because last time I left in the ambulance, they took me somewhere and I was gone for like a week and I didn't know my mom's number or nothing because everything was new. I had just moved up here to where I'm at now in Alabama, and shit just. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Not this time. Not how I'm feeling right now. So they ended up leaving, and then my boss come out. He wanted to talk, but after he saw everything going on, he just was there, just there, making sure I was okay, I guess. And so everything kind of like calmed down, and the ambulance people left, and we go back inside, and I sit at the table because he's like, "It's cold outside. Do you want to come in and sit down?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I'm sitting down and I'm shaking real bad, like my legs shaking real bad, like, and I'm like, bro, my heart rate. And I told him, and I was like, bro, my heart just beating so fast, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on right now. And so I'm sitting on the inside, supervisor standing there waiting on my mom to get there. And I'm just like, bro, I just keep saying, I don't know why my heart's going so fast. I don't know why my heart's going so fast. And my mom finally gets there. And I remember her pulling up. I walk outside. I remember giving her a hug. I remember her telling me to go start the car. So that happens. I walk off. She's talking to the supervisor. I have no idea what they said. I don't know what I said to him. I do remember saying I don't want to lose my job because stuff had been going on prior to that. And then that day, I don't know what caused me to just go into a full, like when I say I was freaking out, because like my body was going crazy. I was talking normal and calm, but like, bro, I was trying not to like scare no one, but I was freaking out on the inside. So my mom get there. We get in the car. We finally leaving. Mind you, I don't remember what the fuck I was saying. And this is where the shit gets crazy. So we leaving. And for some reason, I don't remember getting in the car. I don't remember her coming to get me at that moment. And I look over and I'm like, Mama, where are we going? And she was like, where do you want to go? I was like, I want to go wherever you going. So she was going home. And so we get on the interstate to go home. And I guess I said something that scared her. Like I said, I do not know what the fuck I was saying. And she looked at me and she was like, "Do you need to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "I think I do." And so she's driving and I'm looking out the windshield, just looking at the road. And 1 minute it's like I see shit, and the next minute it's nothing. And so I look over to her, and she's not in the car, and I'm like, "Oh my god, did I drive myself home? Like, did I fuck up? Did I think I called my mom and I didn't, and I'm just driving this car like about to fucking die?" Because like it felt, I could feel that I was in the car moving, but like I couldn't feel that I was present in the moment in real life. So yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but it was so fucking trippy. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking over. 1 minute she's there, I look back, I look over again. The next minute she's not there. It's like there's nobody in the driver's seat. I can't make out the car. I can't make out shit. It's just like it's like a blur. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And so I look over again and she's there, and I'm like, okay, you're here. And then she grabbed my hand real tight, and I was like, oh my god. And so I was like, Mama, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. And when she grabbed my hand, I started rubbing her arm. And it was weird because I couldn't feel none of this that was going on, but my body was automatically doing all this stuff. And I guess me rubbing her arm was like just making sure this shit was real. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But I'm rubbing her arm, and then she's like, "Say your ABCs." And y'all can laugh, y'all can joke, but like, bro, when she said that to me, I was like, oh shit, I'm dying. And like, she said, "Say your ABCs." So I started saying my ABCs. And after that, she started asking me the strangest questions, in my opinion, because I'm like, the questions you're asking me is something you would ask somebody if they're on a deathbed. And that shit scared the fuck out of me. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay, cool. We getting there. And that shit scared the fuck out of me. So I'm like, bro, because she was like, what's my name? What's your name? What's your daughter's name? How old is your? I'm like, holy fuck. I was like, bro, I'm dying. Like those questions back to back like that, and me answering them, I felt like, so you know how someone's in the hospital and you're trying to comfort them by reminding them of like the family and all that. That's how I felt at that moment. So as I'm rubbing her arm, for some reason, I could feel when I'm rubbing her arm as if I was rubbing my own arm. So I lifted her arm up and rubbed my own arm, and I was like, "Holy shit, what is going on?" I felt like it felt like it was just one arm, and I'm like, "Bro," and so I finally look over at her, and I'm like, "Okay, you're here," because I finally was able to see her face. Like for some reason, anytime I look over, it was just like a dark shadow. And then I look back and I look again, it would be nothing. And I'm like, dude, who's driving this fucking car? And I do remember telling her, "Can you stop driving so fast?" And I know I said it a couple times because it felt like we was just going insanely fast. And I'm like, bro, why are you driving so fast? Can you please slow down? And she's like, "I'm driving the speed limit." I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And so after all of that, I'm sitting there and I look over at her again, and she's drinking some water. But this is what got me. She was drinking the water, but it just kept doing the same motion over and over. Like her arm just kept going up and down, up and down. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, "I'm drinking my water." But it looked like it just kept replaying over in the same motion. She didn't move any different. She just kept doing the same. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is happening right now? And so we was driving past this sign, and this is what scared me. As she's asking me those questions and as I'm answering them, everything gets quiet. I can't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. And then when I look over, I see this sign. We passed that same sign 7 times. And I bullshit you not, in my mind, obviously. I bullshit you not. On the interstate, so the job is 20 minutes from my house. It felt like we was on that interstate for like 7 years, bro. Shit just kept replaying over and over. For her drinking the water, her passing the sign. I'm like, yo, where are we and why have we been on this interstate this long? And she's like, "Oh, I'm taking you to the hospital. We're almost there." And I'm just like, bro. Now, I don't remember getting off the interstate. I don't remember pulling up in the hospital. But what I do remember is once we got to the hospital, she kept saying something to me. And I told her, I was like, "You don't have to keep trying to convince me that I'm alive because I know that I'm dead." This is what scared me, bro. I was asking about my daughter. I was asking her how old I was. I was asking her what year it was. I was asking her if I had a car. I was asking her if I had a job. And I kept like, I felt normal, and then my emotions would change instantly, and I'd be like super sad. And I'm like, damn, I don't want my supervisor to be mad at me. And I was crying, like, bro, she has videos, and I will ask her to like cut it up and send it to me. She can, so y'all can see. Cause bro, this is no bullshit. This is the scariest fucking day of my life, bro. And so I'm like, damn, I don't want my supervisor to be angry at me and all this and that, and I done lost my job, and I'm like freaking out. And so I felt normal, and then I felt the same feeling of like me panicking. Felt normal, felt the same feeling of me panicking. The strangest thing happened, which was me. I started vomiting, and I was like, I don't feel sick. Why the fuck am I throwing up? Like, what is really going on here? So she said that I was constantly asking her what was going on and where was we going. And then she said I was getting really close to her face because she said that I told her I couldn't see her, which I fucking couldn't. Like, it's like nobody was driving the car. And in my mind, I thought I was like, maybe I fucked up and started to drive myself home and thought that I called my mom, and all the shit that was going on was just something playing in my mind. But in reality, I actually called her. Thank God that she, was able to pick up. Cause like, if I had drove that car myself, I would have died, bro. Like, I was blacking out. I don't remember getting off the interstate. I don't remember getting to the hospital. And then when I got to her house, I don't even remember what happened when I got to her house. Like, I just remember waking up, being in the bed with my old lady beside me, and I woke up, and I'm like, how the fuck did we get here? You know what I'm saying? And apparently, I drove home after all of that shit once I got to my mom's house, and it was just the most fucked up thing because I don't remember it. Like, everything was safe, obviously. Like, I wasn't like tweaking no more or tripping out or whatever you want to call it. But like, in that moment, bruh, I wholeheartedly thought I was dead, and I was like, there's no way I done went through all this bullshit that I done dealt with in life, didn't achieve none of the goals I wanted to achieve, and fucking died at a job that I don't even like. And after that, for anybody who's been like through a near death experience, and in my opinion, I don't have a good heart. I've been having trouble with my heart since I was younger. So the fact that my heart was racing and it felt that way, I didn't feel no pain, which was also scary to me. I wasn't in no pain. My heart was over 118, my heart rate, and I couldn't feel life. Like, real life didn't feel like real life. It felt like I was somewhere completely different. But anywho, on the interstate, when I did see her, I don't know if y'all know those AI videos when the skin on people is constantly changing, whether it's like you see the muscles or whatever, and the face is constantly changing, and that's what it looked like when I looked at my mom. Her face was constantly changing, and one minute she looked like a low quality character in a video game or something. I can't explain it. It just looked like a fucking AI in real life. So I can't even watch AI videos because that shit freaks me the fuck out now. And my supervisor, when he was standing at the desk while we was on the inside when I was sitting down, he put his hands together like this. And when I looked up, it looked like it was one hand with 10 fingers. And I was like, yo, why am I tripping out so fucking hard right now? So I look at my hand because I remember there was this video. It was like, to know if you're astral projecting or whatever, just look at your hand. And if you have more than five hands, you're not in the same place. Or not more than five hands, but more than five fingers, you're not in the same place. So I look at my right hand and I'm counting. And at first I was like, okay, I have five fingers. And then I counted again and I had six. I was like, yo, it's time to go. And so I'm on the phone like, Mama, where you at? Mama, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? She's like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Listen, obviously the CBD or whatever that shit, whatever the fuck it didn't help. Obviously it did not help. But the way my heart was racing, the way I was feeling, me being conscious and not conscious, conscious and not conscious, and then not remembering shit, that was the worst fucking thing ever that I've ever experienced. And it upsets me because my mom was like, oh, you was just high and woo 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 woo. And I'm like, listen, you can say that now, but if I had died that night, then what? Because niggas don't die from being high unless they high off of something bad or whatever the case may be. that shit scared me. So after that, I was like, okay, I never want to be in that position again where I feel like this is me taking my last breath or this is my last day on earth. Because for those who don't really get it, like, bro, when I say I thought that day was my last day on earth, and the way she was talking to me, questioning me about what's my name and what's your name and how old is this and how old is that, and those questions scared me so bad because I'm like, bro, it sounds like you're trying to comfort me because I'm dying. Like, what did I do wrong? But the biggest thing I got out of that was simply like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this with my life. I'm gonna do that with my life," and not doing it, and then being put in that position to where it's like, "Okay, this is it for you, bro. You didn't do none of the shit you said you was gonna do. I will never go back into. I will never go back to that. I will not go back to a moment like, oh, maybe I should try this. I'm going to just actually get it done. Whatever it is I said I want to do, I'm going to do it because there's no possible way I want to ever be in a position where it's like, okay, this may be my last day, and really believe that that's my last day. Not just saying like, oh, I'm gonna die because whatever. No, my heart was racing. I was terrified. Nothing was making sense. I couldn't remember shit. I was confused. I kept passing out, coming back, passing out, fainting, whatever you want to call it. I kept coming in and out of consciousness. My body may have been conscious and looked like I was there, but I was not there, bro. So I told myself, I'm like, bro, the shit I want to do, I'm going to take serious, whether it's music, YouTube, whatever. I'm going to do whatever the fuck it is that I want to do, regardless of what anybody feels or how they think around me. What they say, I do not care. Because one thing I don't want to ever have to deal with or think about is today is my last day and I'm not happy with the shit I've done in my life. I didn't do this in my life. I didn't do that in my life. Like, bro, I was like, damn, I'm finna die and I have a 5-year-old daughter. Like, what is she gonna think? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit was going through my mind. Like, it was so much shit going through my mind, bro. So, for those who have panic attacks, I don't know if y'all ever felt that way. Like, damn, I'm gonna die. This is my last day. I personally never want to go through that type of panic attack again because that shit was scary. And the way my heart's set up now, since that shit has happened, I may not survive it if I ever deal with some shit like that again. And yeah, that was the scariest shit I've ever had to deal with. Um, yeah, so for those who deal with panic attacks, I am so terribly sorry. They gave me medicine, and I haven't had a panic attack since then. I've had like these little moments where I feel like anxious, but I know it's not like, oh shit, bro, you about to start tripping. Um, but yeah, as far as the whole Hidden Hill shit, that shit, like I said, it probably didn't help, obviously, but I know that's not what caused it. I know the difference between a panic attack from, or not a panic attack, but like paranoia and a panic attack. Paranoia is what I get when I'm off of any type of whatever that's not what I usually do. You know what I'm saying? Which is hardly ever because I don't fuck with shit that makes my body feel paranoid. That's stupid. In a panic attack, I know the difference. But anyway, that was not fun. I thought I was dead. And I constantly tell my mom, like, you don't have to keep convincing me that I'm alive. I know I'm dead. Like, I get it. It's over. Like, none of this shit is making sense right now. The questions you asked wasn't making sense on why you was asking them at the time that you was asking them. Like, none of this shit, nothing. And then the fact that I woke up the next day and couldn't really remember everything, it scared me. I'm like, bro, I remember bits and pieces, but I want to know what the fuck really happened because in my mind, if I had got in that ambulance, bro, they was gonna kill me. That's what I thought. I thought they were going to kill me and just let it be what it is. Because when they came out there, they didn't really care. Didn't really show no type of nothing. They got there, they was all looking at me, and the woman said something, and they was like, he signed something. And they was like, okay, cool, whatever, sweet dreams. And they left. I was like, that was kind of rude, but it is what it is. So yeah, it was bad. But like my heart rate, my it was moving. My heart was moving so fast, like my body just. I'm like moving around and don't even know that I'm moving around, and it's like my leg. My leg. You know how you just shake your leg like up and down like this. It was doing that, but it was going so fast that I had to like hold it down. I was like, dude, I can't. Like this shit is tripping me out. So I just had to get up and walk around. So I'm up walking around, pacing left and right. And it was just the fucking worst, bro. It was the worst, the absolute worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life. Like when I was on the interstate, that felt like the longest ride. And I was so scared to fucking drive the very next day. So I stayed in bed. And then when it was time for me to go back to work, bro, I was freaking out because I was like, I don't know what triggered that panic attack. But like now, because the situation that I was in, if y'all ain't seen the video, it was about, witnessing a hit and run and how bad that shit traumatized me. So loud noises definitely fucked me up. Like loud cars scare me. Like if a car is beside me and they rev their engine real quick without me knowing, that shit's going to trigger me. And so, and loud slamming, and where I work at, they be having these forklifts, and sometimes some people that be on it, they just drop shit and it be so fucking loud. They'll drop boxes and shit'll be loud, and they're like making me jump, and I'll be like super tense, not in a scared way, but kind of like a, oh fuck, like y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But yeah, so it was bad. It was real bad. But yeah, that's I don't know, bro. That shit was scary. I felt like I wasn't present in the moment. I felt like my soul had left my body because I couldn't feel anything. Like I knew I was there, but I believed that I had died already. So I couldn't, like, my body literally felt nothing. Like I couldn't feel no emotion at the time. I was confused. I physically couldn't feel anything. As I'm rubbing my mom's arm, I don't feel that, but it felt like everything was all together. Like the shit that I was feeling wasn't like a physical touch. It was more like a magnetic pull. I don't really know how to explain this shit, bro. This shit sounds so crazy, but like it felt like everything was one, but physically I couldn't feel anything. It was, I don't know, bro. The shit was crazy, but at that moment, bro, I just felt disconnected. I felt, if it's gonna sound weird, but I felt disconnected, but I also felt free. I wasn't like, when we was on the interstate, I was scared. I was very fucking scared, but at the same time, I felt like, okay, if this is it, like at least I'm here with my mom and she's comforting me, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm dying, shit, there ain't nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna die. So when I woke up, I was like, okay, it's time to. Because I remember telling her when we got to the hospital, and like I said, she got it on the video. I was like, bro, if I don't die, like I'm gonna be rich. I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but I was like, if I don't die, I'm gonna be rich, and I didn't die. So now I'm going to go and pursue everything that I've always wanted to do. But it's scary as fuck for the people who don't understand. If you've never been through any type of traumatic thing, or if you've never had panic attacks, whatever, and you have one, definitely put yourself around somebody who's gonna like comfort you and not fuck with you and make it worse. Because if I had been around anybody else, I probably would have died because I would have overthought. My heart would have just probably fucking exploded or something. Or I would have had a heart attack. I don't know. I feel like if I was around anyone else, I would have been fucked up and I probably would have actually died because my heart was just gonna like explode because it just kept going faster and faster and faster and faster. And I'm like, bro, my heart shouldn't be able to move this fucking fast, bro. And I shouldn't be able to feel it like this. But what scared me more than anything was the fact that I wasn't in any pain. Like there was no physical pain nowhere. But I knew that my heart should not have been moving that fast. So, um, Hidden Hills, fuck you. Two, Hidden Hills, I don't know who created that shit. Y'all need to take this shit out of shit. I'm not saying that's what caused it, but I know that didn't help at all. That didn't fucking help at all. Y'all need to get rid of that shit. Um, Again, if I can find the videos, I will post clips. My mom took videos. Um, Obviously she didn't do anything when I was freaking out. She was freaking out. She wanted to make sure I was okay. But once, she realized I was okay, once everything calmed down and I calmed down, she she took videos. Like I said, I started vomiting in the parking lot. Apparently a helicopter came and it almost fucking blew me away. Like I don't know, bro. A lot of shit happened. A lot of shit happened. But I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing. She she said I was falling out the car. She had to grab me. Like it was wild. It was wild. That was a wild fucking night, bro. Like that was bad. I hope I never go through that shit again because like I said, I feel like if I go through that shit again and I'm not around my mom, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I am fucked. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I know I probably said a whole lot, but it was a whole lot. That night felt like forever. That night felt like 7 years of my life. I'm not gonna lie, especially on the interstate. That was the longest fucking drive ever. It takes 20 minutes to get from where I stay at to my job. We got on the interstate, and it felt like when we first got on it, it took her an hour just to get onto the interstate. And then when we was actually on the interstate, once we passed that sign that sixth time, I'm like, bro, where the fuck are we, and why we keep passing the same sign? And I look over, and her hands, and she's just drinking the water over it, but it's the same motion. There's no sound. It's like a film that just keeps repeating the same part over and oh, bro, I swear to God, if y'all could have saw the shit that I saw, oh my fucking God, y'all would have been like, yo, this nigga is like tweaking, like. And I don't know what, cause I'm not on no crazy drugs, bro. Like I said, I smoke, but that's it. And I ain't talking about nothing crazy either. Like no nigga, like I don't do no crazy street drugs. I'm not. I'm afraid of shit like that. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, cause I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was like, maybe somebody put something in my water, cause I have a cup of water that I take to work, and it's just got a top on it. You can take the top off, and people always moving back and forth. So I'm like, maybe somebody put something in my drink. I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that shit was bad. That shit was really bad. But yeah, that's that fucked up story time about the time I thought I was fucking dead. Um, yeah, so again, if y'all go through shit like that or deal with panic attacks, just my biggest advice is just be around somebody who's gonna comfort you and not make you feel like you're crazy or try to make it out as if you're just using that as an excuse or it's not that serious. Cause that shit gets fucking serious, bro. I thought I was dead. Like at that moment when that shit was happening, I was like, yeah, if I die right here, right now, I'm gonna be so pissed off. That's all I was saying. And I was like praying hard. I'm like, God, not here, not now, bro. Like, I'm 26 and I'm finna fucking die in a parking lot of a job that I don't even like in a vehicle. What type of bullshit is that? Like, no, bro. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoy, which I don't know if y'all will or not, because that's a fucked up story. But that's what happened to me recently. And ever since that happened, my heart has not been the same. Like, I'm still going back and forth to the hospital because I'm waking up and my heart is like, there's moments where it's like beating normal and it'll stop. And then it'll beat real fast and then it'll stop. And then it'll beat normal again and it'll stop. And it's like it's stopping and then trying to catch up so it'll go fast. Like, bro. And there's sharp stabbing pains. It's terrible. Like, till this day. And this was like sometime last month. Till this day, I'm still having those problems. Like I said, I've always had those issues, but since that shit happened, this shit has not been the same. I be getting out the shower, be feeling like I'm finna pass out, so I have to hurry up and sit down. I can't lay flat on my back because it feels like my heart is just gonna fall off whatever the fuck is connected to, and yeah, it fucking sucks. So I don't know. Hopefully they figure that shit out. But I tell you this, I'm tired of going back and forth to the hospital. Boy, I done been poked and all type of shit over and over again. Like nigga, it's crazy. But I'll catch y'all the next one. Peace.